Imagine this, you're waiting for your friend at a cafe. No phone, no book, just you and your thoughts. You start tapping your finger, glancing around. You have this urge to do something, but you cannot do anything. Sounds frustrating, right? But what if I tell you that this exact moment, this restless pause, is where your next brilliant idea might be hiding? We live in a world that doesn't allow us to be bored. The moment we wake up, we grab our phones, scroll restlessly, binge watch shows, check mails, or do anything to keep our minds busy. We treat boredom as an enemy, but in reality, it is one of our greatest creative ally. We keep our minds busy that it doesn't have space for imagination to be born. Let's be honest, how many of you were bored past week? Yes, we have all been there. Boredom is frustrating, even annoying. But what if I tell you that it is gateway for something powerful? Psychologists have also described that boredom triggers emotions like frustration, anxiety, or even aggressiveness. But here is the twist. It also activates brain's default mode network, which is responsible for memory retrieval and, most importantly, creativity. Ever had a genius idea while taking a shower or while taking a walk? That's not a coincidence. When we are not busy, our mind starts to wander, and in this wandering, our mind starts to generate ideas and mixage. This is where creative ideas are born. Here is the thing, boredom isn't just sitting around and doing nothing, it is a mental reset. When we are free, we start imagining things, we can solve any types of problems. Neurologists have also named it as default mode network. This is where breakthrough happens, where history's greatest ideas were created. So, you might be thinking, so I just sit here and do nothing? No, instead of sitting and doing nothing, you can do some things. Embrace the stillness. Resist that urge to grab your phone. Instead of that, sit with your boredom. Let your mind wander. Who knows what idea might pop up? Do tedious tasks like engage in low activities. For example, doodling or washing utensils or staring at sky or taking a walk. When we do this without our mind is free, it creates ideas. Or change the perspective. Instead of thinking boredom as frustration, think it as a blank canvas where imaginations are created. You can also journal or do mind mapping. See, when write random thoughts on a paper, by writing this, who knows what next creative idea you might stumble upon. Creativity, it is like a seed. Let us take an example of Albert Einstein. His greatest theories like theory of relativity was from daydreaming. He wasn't glued to his textbook all day. Or J.K. Rowling. She was sitting on a delayed train, looking out of a window and wondering. That is when idea of Harry Potter popped into her mind. Even Archimedes, the Greek mathematician, his eureka moment was when he was sitting in a bathtub. Sometimes to find a solution for a problem is to stop looking for it. Now let us come to our hometown. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, as a child, he spent hours observing birds in Rameshwaram. Those quiet moments of curiosity eventually fueled his passion for aerospace and made him Missile Man of India. Or consider C.V. Raman, the Nobel laureate of physics. His groundbreaking discovery of Raman effect came in contemplating when he was observing scattering of light. Even Rabindranath Tagore, greatest Indian poet, believed in solitudes. Many of his literary arts were from moments of deep thoughts and stillness. Creativity, it is like a seed. If you plant it in an overworked, overcrowded soil, it struggles to grow. But if you give it space, air and time, it flourishes. Just as farmers let their land rest between harvest, we need to let our minds rest so that creative ideas pop up. Boredom, it is a fertile ground which says imagination takes root. When we fill every moment with noise, we create space for inspiration. Think of it as a mental composition. The longer we let our minds relax, the richer and more nourishing ideas we generate. So, you might be thinking, how boredom fuels creativity? It's simple. Instead of reaching out for your phones when you have nothing to do, let yourself be bored. Take a walk without music, stare at clouds, or doodle in a notebook. That idle time isn't wasted. It is an investment in your creative future. Engage in activities that allows for passive thinking like gardening, knitting or folding clothes or washing utensils. These movements free up mental space and allow us to bubble up ideas. Some of the most famous entrepreneurs and artists make deliberate time for boredom. Bill Gates, for example, schedules think weeks where he totally disconnects from world and searches for new ideas. So, the next time you are bored, resist that urge to grab your phone and instead of doing that, let your mind wander. Who knows, your next greatest idea might be one boring moment away. Thank you.